These 5 levels of listening create trust-based influence. Everyone wants to be heard. When people ask me how to get better at negotiation, my answer is simple: use these skills in every conversation you have. Whether it is negotiating an upgrade at a hotel or asking for a better seat on an airplane, every interaction is a chance to practice. The goal is not to manipulate anyone, it is to build trust. Because the truth is, no matter what business you think you are in the trust business. You do not get anywhere in life without trust. Relationships, deals, friendships, partnerships, all of them depend on it. This is why we call it tactical empathy. It is empathy that is intentional and practiced. It is the foundation of trust-based influence. When I ask people what business they are in, I hear everything from real estate to construction to technology. What they forget is that every one of those industries runs on trust. You do not close deals, build teams, or influence decisions without it. Tactical empathy is not manipulation. If you use these skills to trick people, you are using them wrong. Manipulation gets you short-term compliance, not long-term connection. The difference is your intent. If you intend to influence, you are paying attention to what the other side feels and giving them the space to trust you. When we talk about empathy, it is not about saying, "I understand." You can tell me you understand all day long, but if you are not demonstrating it, it means nothing. Understanding is not the same as showing that you understand. The biggest concession you can ever make to another human being is to truly listen to them. Think about it. People like to talk. We all do. It feels good to be heard. But when we are talking, we are not listening. And if you are not listening, you are not learning anything. If you have kids, you know this. You tell them to listen, and they do not. But maybe the reason they do not listen is because you are not listening to them either. They act out because something is going on in their head. Until you figure out why they do what they do, nothing changes. Listening is the most powerful tool in your toolbox, yet it is the one people use the least. When you go into a conversation, your job is to listen on purpose. Focus on not talking. This is hard, I know. We like to be in control, and talking makes us feel like we are. But when you are talking, you are giving away all the information. Negotiation is about gathering information, not giving it away. The more you listen, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more influence you have. There are 5 levels of listening, and most people are stuck at the bottom 2. The first level is intermittent listening. You are only catching the gist of what someone is saying until you can fit it into your own thoughts. You are not really hearing them, you are filtering everything through yourself. The second level is listening for rebuttals. You are waiting to respond. You listen just long enough to figure out what you want to say back, not to understand them. This is where most people live. In relationships, especially marriages, this is where fights start. Both people are listening for their turn to speak, instead of listening to understand. They jump to fix or defend. Sometimes, the other person does not want a solution, they just want to be heard. The third level is listening for internal logic. If you can move up to this level, you are already ahead. You start asking yourself, why does what they are saying make sense to them? You stay curious instead of reactive. The fourth level is listening for why it matters. You are not just hearing their words, you are understanding why those words mean something to them. The fifth and highest level is empathetic listening. This is where you listen for everything, what they are saying and what they are not saying. This is the level we had to reach in hostage negotiations, and it is exhausting. You cannot live there forever, but you can go there when you need to. When you practice tactical empathy, you start to hear what people are not saying, their emotions, their fears, their motivations. This is where influence comes from. If you remove yourself from the equation and focus entirely on the other person, you start to understand their world. This is how you build trust. There is a saying I love: when you focus on everyone else, you become the most interesting person in the room. People do not remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel. When you listen deeply, you give people what they crave most, to be heard and understood. They leave the conversation thinking you are the kindest, most genuine person they have ever met, even though you barely said anything. They do not know much about you, but they do not have to, because you listened. This is what creates real, lasting, trust-based influence. Thank you.